Okay, this picture of me is definitely giving, am I the drama? Well, in this case, I was. Hi, I'm Justin Fair. Welcome to Soulstrong. I am so thrilled to come to you with this super short intro. Super short, of course, because I gave a story from the Stoop. That's right, June 1st, 2023. I had the amazing opportunity to participate in Glitter, Gefilte, Guilt, and Guts. Stories by people who are Jewish, queer, and here. That's right, it was at the Creative Alliance over by Patterson Park, part of the Queer Jewish Arts Festival. I performed along with some amazing other people, including Rabbi Alyssa, Alana, Dr. Harriet, Ivy, Sarah, Tammy. I'm going to include in the show notes the link so that you can listen to everybody's story. But I was thrilled because I created a drag persona, Tzedakah Boxx, and I am just so tickled inside because the Stoop Storytelling Series is a Baltimore-based institution. So for me to have the opportunity to not only get to hear but also participate in a live show, and then it was shared on the record with Sheila Cast. Ah! All right, so I am going to hit play. I look forward to you hearing about it, and I also look forward in a future episode to talking to you more about Tzedakah. And also, I look forward to sharing with you more about J Pride Baltimore, who are going to be having some watch at home queer film nights pretty soon. But more on that later. All right, here we go.
Welcome back to On the Record. I'm Sheila Cast. Here's a Stoop story from Justin Fair about courting his drag dreams and getting the best makeup tips ever.
So, the first time that I went to a drag show was in 2006, 2007, when I was undergrad at University of Maryland College Park. I was a good little Jewish boy, and I would go down to Town Dance Boutique, may it rest in peace, over in D.C. with all the other gay boys and girls, where I would enjoy on Friday nights the festivities, going to dance instead of Shabbat dinner, of course. One of the joys that I really found, we would go at 10 o'clock at night. If you got there before 10, then you didn't have to pay the cover charge. Or maybe it was little 5, like something like that. And one of the joys that I discovered was that there were drag shows at town, and I got to see these glamorous, vivacious, beautiful, big-haired, big makeup women going around collecting dollar bills, dancing, developing set lists, mingling with the crowd, and I said, ooh, I want to be like that someday. But I did not know that at the time. So, flash forward, last summer, I'm part of an organization, Unmatched Athlete. We are planning our big Union Collective Pride Festivity Day. And part of that day, in the evening time, we arranged, my husband, our board, our friends, we all arranged to have a nighttime, we have a Stoop story like this. And then after that, we had a drag show at Union Craft Brewing. Raise your hand if you know where Union is. Nice. Feels really united in here. So one of the joys we had was saying, oh my gosh, we're going to have the drag royalty from last year perform. That's Caden, Amor, Chloe, and Egypt Chloe. And they put on a show, like dancing and beautiful costumes, and it's a lot. And so we said to ourselves, all right, how are we going to transition from like a climbing day and a Stoop story into a drag show? And my husband turned to me and he said, do you want to do drag? I'll do a little drag if you do a little drag. And so began his journey of the big blonde bombshell hairspray moment, big blonde and beautiful. But so began my journey too, because I said, yes, I'll do it. I have not performed since college. I had never done drag before, minus that one time in college when I did mock drag and I looked in the mirror and I saw my mother. So, never again. I said yes to him, yes to Unmatched, yes, I'll be one of the opening acts. We called up a friend of ours, and she prepped with us. And I went on Amazon buying sprees at 11 o'clock at night and bought my outfit and my things. And I went to stores across the city and I got my things. I was feeling myself. So what was really hard for me was that here I am. We're getting ready. We're in her apartment. She's showing me how to do makeup. Now, I was a theater kid, so I'm used to being able to be seen from like 50 feet away. But in drag, you want to look glamorous, like right here. You don't want to just look visible from across the audience, unless you're Trixie Mattel. And if you're Trixie Mattel, then you do want to be seen from like far away and still scare you up close. But I didn't know that at the time. I knew that I wanted to develop a character for myself. I've always been a charismatic person, but I didn't know what it meant to be so publicly vulnerable. I was familiar with the idea of like me being community organizer guy, but what does it mean to be like me as a performer? And a performer past the age of 30, I thought, back when I was a little Twinkie thing, I thought I could do anything. But it's been years since college. So our friend was showing me makeup, and she was showing me foundation. First, eyebrows. Got to do your eyebrows first. Elmer's glue. Then you do your foundation. Then you do your concealer. Then you let it dry, and it takes forever for it to dry. Then you're doing more concealer, more bronzer, blending. Raise your hand if you are a makeup aficionado. Oh my gosh, there are not enough hands in the audience. I'm not going to ask y'all for makeup tips then. So we were going at it, and I was learning things here and there, and I had a moment. I had thought about who my drag character would be. I made a point to get the hair that would be 3A type hair, needs to still be me, but what if I was like a woman, 110%, 111%, and just keep going. And I said she needs to still be me, but all the drag queens that I was seeing out there, they were like putting on blonde and red wigs and looking kooky and funky. I want to look kooky and funky, yeah, but I want to look like me. So I made a point about the hair, getting the hair that was still my hairstyle, not some, white Jewish hairstyle from New York, but me, Jewish, from Baltimore, by way of New York. Thank you, Ellis Island. And the thing, though, was that she had paler skin than me. She's a white girl. She had different brows than me. She had a different backstory from me. So the tips that she was showing me were really helpful, but I realized I had to make them my own. I, at the time, didn't realize I was giving like Marsha hair, where I was like really light makeup, really like, it needs to be big and bold. But I'm really glad that I had that realization. Are y'all ready to hear my drag name? So my drag name is Tzedakah Boxx. Because my name in English, wait for it. My name in English is just in fair. If you speak Hebrew, that translates to Tzedek. Thank you. Thank you. My mom knew what she was doing. So a Tzedakah Boxx is a coin jar that kids will put money into, coins, and then you give it to charity. So naturally, my drag character has to tell you to invest in your IRA. You need to pinch pennies. You have to be very fiscally conservative or spendthrift. But either way, I'm here to tell you that you should invest in a savings account right away at a certain interest amount. I'll give you financial advice later, but not now. So I'm really grateful because I learned sort of that I could embrace myself and be me, but also be funky about it and be honest about it. So I began the story by telling you all about where I started in college and how I got to where I was ready to perform. So I got my pineapple and cocktail dress. I got my big shell earrings. I got a beautiful little shofar pin because, you know, it got to be super Jewish. And we had a great Union Collective Pride event. I did Barbara Streisand's Don't Rain on My Parade. It was really wonderful to be like dancing queen who was fearless, who felt herself. And I realized that I could be that person all the time, but I also realized I made a new friend. I made a person. I made myself. And it felt really good. I got lots of tips. And, of course, I donated them to Unmatched Athlete. You can also still find me on the Jewish circuit. I perform at the Jewish Museum of Maryland. And any of your bar mitzvahs and weddings, I'm here for it. Thank you.
That was a Stoop story from Justin Fair about embracing his fearlessness and finding himself. We have more information about the Stoop Storytelling Series, including live events coming up and the Stoop podcast at the On the Record page at WYPR.org. Baltimore Pride is this week. There are lots of events, including the fabulous parade that kicks off Saturday at 1 p.m. The route begins at North Charles and 33rd Streets and heads south toward WYPR, where there will be a welcoming committee. From 3 to 9 p.m., the Pride Block Party along Charles Street between 23rd and North Avenue will showcase an array of vendors, food, DJs, and talent. I'm Sheila Cast. Glad you're with us on the record. Hope your weekend is full of pride.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this Stoop story. It's always a privilege to share moments that reflect the strength and depth of our journeys. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So drop me a message or share it with someone you think might appreciate it too. As we close this episode, I want to leave you with this. Your soul, strong and ever-reaching, thrives on the pursuit of growth. So keep leaning into that growth, embracing the moments that challenge and inspire you, and finding joy in every step of the way. Until next time, be well, be kind, and stay soul strong. I'll see you in the next episode.